Every year, millions of people decide they're finally going to lose weight. Maybe they see an old photo. Maybe they look in a mirror. Maybe they get tired of saying, "I'll start tomorrow." And for a few days, everything goes perfectly. They eat healthy. They exercise. They feel motivated. Then something happens. A stressful day, a missed workout, a late night craving, and suddenly they're back where they started. Most people think this happens because they lack discipline, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is that motivation is temporary. It always has been. Think about it. If motivation was enough, everyone would achieve their goals after watching one inspirational video. But motivation fades. That's why successful weight loss has very little to do with motivation and almost everything to do with systems. Imagine two people starting the same diet. The first person fills their kitchen with snacks, keeps food delivery apps on their phone, and hopes willpower will save them. The second person removes the junk food, buys healthier alternatives, prepares tomorrow's meals tonight, and makes healthy choices easier than unhealthy ones. Who do you think succeeds? The person with the better system, not the stronger willpower, because every habit becomes easier when the environment supports it, and every habit becomes harder when the environment fights against it. But even with a good system, there's something else you need to understand. Fat loss is actually very simple. Your body uses energy every day. If you consistently eat less energy than your body burns, your body is forced to use stored fat. That's it. People argue about diets. Keto, low carb, intermittent fasting. But every successful diet works for the same reason. It helps people eat fewer calories without realizing it. The problem is that many people make fat loss harder than it needs to be. They try to change everything overnight. They create impossible routines. They cut out every food they enjoy, and eventually they quit. A better approach is to start small. Drink more water. Walk more. Eat more protein. Replace some processed foods with fruits, vegetables, and whole foods. Small changes may seem slow, but slow progress that continues always beats perfect progress that stops. And this leads to the biggest mistake people make. They expect results too quickly. They step on the scale every morning and panic when nothing changes. But your body doesn't work on your schedule. Real progress is measured over weeks, not days. The people who succeed are not the people who lose weight the fastest. They're the people who stay consistent the longest. And consistency becomes much easier when healthy habits become automatic. When you no longer debate whether you're going for a walk. When drinking water becomes normal. When healthier meals become your default choice. At that point, you're no longer relying on motivation. You're relying on habit. And habits require far less effort than constant self-control. That's why the ultimate goal isn't just losing weight. Anyone can lose weight for a few weeks. The real goal is becoming the type of person who naturally lives in a way that keeps the weight off. A person who moves regularly. A person who eats mostly nutritious foods. A person who doesn't need to start a new diet every month. Because the people who transform their bodies aren't the people who find the perfect diet. They're the people who build a lifestyle they can actually maintain. And once that happens, weight loss stops feeling like a battle. It simply becomes the result of the person you've become.